Okay. I mean, tight. Good morning, afternoon, and or evening. My name is Derek, aka Professor Silly, and welcome to my journey through the history of heavy metal albums. What is heavy metal? Well, it doesn't really matter for us to define it because different people will define it in different ways. What I'm doing here is I'm listening to any album that is considered by either critics or by fans, you, to be important to the history of heavy metal music. Who am I, and why does my opinion matter? I'm just a Gen X musician, and my opinion doesn't matter at all. I played some heavy metal in my past, and I wanted to experience some of the albums that I never got around to experiencing in the first place. And so here we are. Now, in order to keep this channel going and keep these videos up, I do need to consider copyright law and keep things fair use. For that reason, I will be talking over the music. I will put a link to the original album in my description, so if you want to go check out the album without me yammering over it, you can definitely do that. Finally, I don't think I should rate anything based on a single listen, so I listened to this album a week ago, and then I listened to it all week. I'm going to show you my initial reaction the first time I listened to it, and then I'm going to come back and give you my final thoughts. Right, this week, Riot, Rock City. I don't think I've ever heard this band before, ever. I'm not sure I'd even heard of this band before it started getting suggested to me. I know next to nothing about the band. I haven't done any research, as is my normal thing. I'll do research after my first listen. I don't want any research to spoil my my initial impression. Looks like there's 9 tracks on this album. The first one is called Desperation. Let's get right into it. Oh, okay. That sounds really good for 77. A lot of compression. Interesting. Very bass heavy. All right. I mean, it's not too far off from a lot of what we've been hearing from this year. It's tight and heavy. Really tight. Okay. I mean, tight. I like the mix. And this doesn't, I don't have any indication that this is like a remaster. This appears to just be the 1977 original thing. This sounds really, really good for 1977. I'm totally impressed. All right. Album short too, only 33 minutes. That was only 2:44. Some of these song lengths are a bit more, I think, toward the punk end of things, although that didn't really sound especially punk. Punk was kind of the zeitgeist, though, in 77. So I can imagine that some of the rock bands were, trying to tighten things up to, stay relevant with popular opinion going that direction. All right, next track, Warrior. Bring the volume down a little bit in my headphones. It's almost too loud. Wow. This might be the most metal thing I've heard since Judas Priest. Yeah. Almost some Blackmore-inspired guitar. Nice. I feel like they took some inspiration from Sad Wings for the whole dual guitar thing. Yeah. Hearing a lot of Judas Priest. Not just Judas Priest, though, but Judas Priest made for radio. I feel like this is what the last Judas Priest album I listened to, Sin After Sin. I feel like this is the sound that they were going for, or what they should have been going for with Sin After Sin in terms of the production and whatnot. I'm gonna want to see who produced this, and I'm gonna want to know a lot more. I'm not gonna dive into that rabbit hole now, but my curiosity is piqued. I need to know a lot more about how this album was made because it sounds so clean, but it doesn't sound. Sin After Sin sounded like, castrated almost. This does not. It's a little bit more pop than Judas Priest, but not by much. Not by much. All right, title track, Rock City. Sounds like what Kiss and Stars was going for, but better. Fuck yeah. Balls. This has balls. Oh. So this sounds a lot like Stars, but just way more raw, but clean at the same time. Like, wow. Wow. I mean, it's clearly pre-Maiden. I mean, that's that boogie guitar style that you hear a lot in hard rock. It's not especially metal, but it's heavy nonetheless. Although you get a lot of that coming back in the glam metal era, like Poison. I mean, songwriting-wise, this could be a Kiss song. It just sounds more articulate, more dexterous. Now, clearly, based on the couple of Kiss albums I've listened to, clearly I'm not a huge fan of Kiss, musically speaking. But I can imagine that being like in their repertoire, but I don't think it would have sounded, one, it wouldn't, the production on Destroyer didn't seem quite up to this level. And then live, like I've seen some live performance that wasn't touched up. It's rough. My wife came in. I was playing like a bootleg live Kiss around this era, bootleg video thing, and my wife was in the next room in the kitchen preparing dinner, and she, without prompting, she's like, what are we listening to? I'm like, this is Kiss. And she's like, they suck. I'm like, yeah, right? She's like, I mean, they can't even play their instruments. And for Kiss fans, like, I get it. Like, they're legendary. The look, I mean, just based on the album cover alone, like, yeah, I would have been buying that if I was between the ages of 10 and 19 or 20, maybe. Anywhere in that range, I'd be like, ooh, yes, just based on the album cover alone. But like Alive, this will come out after my review of Alive. Alive sounds pretty good, but there's a lot of overdubbing. They wouldn't admit to it for many, many years, but in the end, they're like, oh yeah, we didn't want to have everybody hearing all our mistakes. There you go. Contrast that with Deep Purple, made in Japan, no overdubbing. That's just how tight that band was. So yeah, is Alive one of the most influential live albums in hard rock history? Sure, probably. Is it honest? No. It's good because of it. If they would have kept it raw and not done all the overdubbing, then it would probably suck. People wouldn't hold it to such high regards. I'm not faulting them for doing overdubs. My point being, though, that if Kiss was playing this song, I don't think it would have those tight unison runs that we're hearing here. This is a band that, I mean, I'm going to want to hear some live stuff from this group, because are they this tight live? If they're this tight live, then why had I never heard of them before? This is pretty damn good. Okay. Track 4, Overdrive. Is this the longest track? No. It's one of the longest. It's over 4 minutes, though. Overdrive. Interesting start. Again, I'm feeling...
I'm driving in my car. I call my automobile.
Okay.
Something saying, boy, you got to go on.
This is way closer to what glam rock's going to turn into.
Feeling overdrive. You're sitting at my side. Can you hear my wheels begin
Tight.
to squeal? I can't go no more. My foot's to the floor. We'll be lucky to get out alive.
I'm a bass player, so I love bass heavy mixes.
In overdrive.
You got the 70s harmonies there.
I'm feeling overdrive. You're sitting at my side. Can you hear my wheels begin to burn? I got my foot to the floor. My hands on your clutch. I'm gonna make my pistons pump right through the rough. I can't go no more. My foot's to the floor. We'll be lucky to get out alive. In overdrive.
A little bit of Queen there.
In overdrive.
They're being a bit more subtle about the innuendo. I mean, it's not that subtle, but there's at least an attempt. God, almost reminds me of like LA Guns right there. Get ready to pause. The song's almost done. Wow. All right, resisting the urge to do any research, and I'll do research after this first listen. But I do want to pull up my spreadsheet, my list, my queue. Couple of really familiar names. So Wiznot and Narfi Ref were two of the three that recommended that I check this out. Now you two, you've made a lot of suggestions, and so far you haven't steered me wrong, from what I can see. So thank you for recommending this. And then the third was Melamulavad. It looks like 18. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for recommending this. So far, I am really digging this album. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be like S tier or anything like that, but like so far, I mean, yeah, I get it. I hear it. Right, track 5, Angel. Are we going to get a ballad with this one? Angel sounds like it might be a ballad. Let's see. All right, well, that doesn't sound like a ballad so far. A little bit of Aerosmith there, but better. Yeah. LA Guns. I'm getting a lot of LA Guns off of this. 10 years earlier, you know. Heavier in a lot of ways. Like, I don't picture, like, studded leather. I don't know. I haven't done any research, but I'm picturing long hair, open shirts, you know. Yeah, like a faster Pussycat. But 77. Okay, okay. Not a ballad. Well, I say I've not done as much research. One thing I one thing I do when I'm on my sheet that I pull what next album I'm doing from, and like I track how many people have requested things and whatnot. One thing I am curious, and I haven't done any kind of analysis on this yet, but I'm tracking generational makeup of the bands. And while certainly there was some silent generation influence in the early foundational years, the early 70s, Black Sabbath, all boomers. Judas Priest, all boomers. Metal in general, I think, is really a product of the boomer generation. So I just was like curious, like Riot, all boomers? Yes, Riot is all boomers. Richie Blackmore and Ronnie James Dio are the two lingering older dudes that are continuing to pop up and influence things. Interestingly enough, Kiss, I believe, has also got an older person. Yeah, one of the people in Kiss is older. I don't remember who it is offhand. I don't remember if it's... I want to say it's Gene Simmons, but I don't know that that's true. It might be Peter Criss. One of them. One of them is older, and the other three are boomers. Yeah, Rainbow, though. Dio and Blackmore are both older. Same thing with Motorhead. Motorhead, we just passed the debut album, but we got other albums coming up from them. Lemmy's older, not a boomer. But I digress. Tokyo Rose. Now this sounds like an 80s glam metal type title, or a tattoo. Probably not a ballad. Hard to say. Is it talking about a? I'm gonna try to guess what Tokyo Rose is about. Let's just see. This is the longest track. All right. I mean, I was like, I'm not sure about this one, but... vocals are again reminding me of Thin Lizzy, that sort of conversational approach. So I got a wood block was hitting instead of a cowbell. Ooh, a little breakdown. Tight. That would block. The accent's a little more metallic than wood. Okay, going on a little long here, guys. I guess there's a solo happening. Danger of having such a solid riff. And the mix. The solo is kind of buried. I want to say it could be a plastic block, like a plastic wood block. There was a specific name for that. Right. All right, 3 more tracks. Heart of... I didn't like that track quite as much. I felt like that was the weakest one so far. It had some great elements to it. It wasn't bad by any means, but just overall, I just wasn't quite feeling it nearly as much. Heart of Fire. Talk box. This solo's not buried. We're not done. Oh, then a fade out. Interesting. All right. Pause it. All right, only 2 tracks left. Next track, the 70s. They didn't know better. I'm gonna translate that to Romani Queen, which is what it should say. I did get a comment that tried to turn my appreciation for my understanding, appreciation, and reluctance to use this word, which is now considered to be a slur. It tried to make it overly political. I just deleted it. I'm not looking to have political debates on this channel. And the post was overtly political and negative. So I just deleted it. That's not what this channel is for. This channel is for music. That said, I can choose not to say a word that back then they didn't know any better, but now we do. So Romani Queen is what I'm going to say. I feel like I might have cut off a little bit. Okay, got it. A little more melodic. A little less fearful than the Black Sabbath song. They're embracing it. I still feel like Tarot Woman on Rainbow was better as far as this subgenre goes. That was the name of that, right? Yeah, Terror Woman. Interesting section. Got a lot happening. Again, this song's not quite catching me as much as some of the first tracks on the album. I'm curious about the songwriting in the group. This is weird. This is doesn't seem to be as much happening. I feel like it's missing something, like it's missing a track. Huh. Like they had vocals and they took the vocals out, or there's another lead instrument somewhere that they just took out or whatever. It feels like it was missing something in the production. All right, that brings us to our last track. This Is What I Get. All right, promising.
This is what I get for loving you.
I was to say, this sounds like it might be the single, but that's kind of weird.
This is what I get for taking all you put me through. But I do it again 'cause I'm still in love with you. It's been a long time since I've seen
Sounds like this might have been their attempt at a single.
and I'm longing for your touch. You left me without a warning. Yes, you did. You know I need you so much, so much. This is what I get for loving you. This is what I get for taking all you put me through. But I do it again 'cause I
This feels a lot less heavy.
Then it came along and it took you right by surprise. Now I'm alone and I got those teardrops in my eyes. I told myself this would happen many times before. Now I find myself looking at the world face down to the floor. This is what I get for loving you. This is what I get for taking all you put me through. But I do it again 'cause I'm still in love with you.
This is pretty poppy right here. Sorry for all the yawning. It's the middle of the day, and I'm well rested. I don't know why I'm yawning so much.
This is what I get for loving you.
It's very repetitive, too.
This is what I get for taking all you put me through. But I do it again 'cause I'm still in love with you. Yeah, do it again 'cause I'm still in love with you. This is what I get for loving you. This is what I get for loving
The song could have been shorter. Which is the rock version of this. This meeting could have been an email. Okay. So there was some incredibly heavy stuff on that album, and then there was some pop stuff. Okay, now that I'm through the album, I'm curious. I don't see a listing of there being a single on this. Okay, well, to be fair, when I said it's all boomers, it's the ones I can find information on, which is only the vocals and guitars. Everybody else is I found no information on how old they are, but the ones that there's information out there, it looks like they had two different bass players playing on this album, but vocals, two guitarists, and drums were all consistent. So we had Phil Fate, not sure how to pronounce that name, and then Jimmy Iommi. Phil apparently went to join acts such as Billy Idol and played on White Wedding, which is interesting. There's not a lot of information on this album, even just on the page I have pulled up. So, yeah. I'm going to listen to this, and I'm going to see if I can find some live footage to check out, and then I'll be right back to give my final thoughts. All right, this album was an interesting one. There's not a lot of information, but what I did find was that really that lead guitar player is really the brains, and he was the only consistent member for all of the albums. It seems that they got more acclaim on their second and then their third album rather than this initial album. So I'm looking forward to listening to their next couple. The guitars are solid. The songwriting is solid. That said, the flow of the album, it goes from really heavy, and then with each track, roughly, it gets less heavy and more pop. Normally, an album would kind of jump around and jump back and forth, but not this one. So those first two tracks, Desperation and Warrior, I'm putting those at 4-star songs, near perfect. Warrior really has a nice blend of driving proto-metal and then has those polished radio-friendly harmonies. I mentioned Blackmore during the guitar solo, but the more I listened to it, the verses were also really reminiscent of Deep Purple's early work. Can definitely hear the Deep Purple influence here. And then Desperation is just nice, solid, and driving. Then with Rock City, Overdrive, those are good. Those are really good. I would put those at 3.5 stars. Rock City's got a great riff, and it's got a great drive. The lyrics are a little bit asinine. And then Overdrive, the lyrics are getting damn right goofy. But the guitar is still really, really good. So I like those a little bit less, but I still really like them. Then with Angel, Tokyo Rose, Heart of Fire, and Romani Queen, they're okay. Angel, it's just not as good as the ones before it. It's definitely ahead of its time. I'll give it that. Tokyo Rose, just less heavy. Heart of Fire, the guitar is really, at that point, the only thing that I still like about it. Everything else about that song, I'm just like, meh. So almost like some of the Scorpion stuff I've heard there, where like if it wasn't that guitarist, I wouldn't like the song at all. And then Romani Queen, meh, it's all right. And then finally, this is what I get. It's just so pop. It's well done, but it's not my kind of music. And so that one, I think, drops down to a 2.5 star. All that to say that those together put the album solidly in B tier, right there next to UFO. It's a good album. I will listen to some of these songs on occasion. The entire album, maybe. And if it came on, I wouldn't be offended. I wouldn't rush to turn it off. But as the album goes on and on, I might be like, all right, let's move on. It's the advantage of, I guess, it going from really heavy to pop is that at some point, if I have the album come on, I'm probably be like, all right, I'm done. And just not finish the album out that particular time. That said, those first two tracks, I thumbs up them. So if I go to my thumbs up playlist, they will play. Not in my perfectly metal playlist, though. Okay. I haven't added it down there, but next week, Thin Lizzy. The way I do these, I'm recording this after I've already started listening to that. There's overlap. Oh, it's a rough one. It's a rough one. I don't know how I feel about Thin Lizzy. But I'm in the process of listening to it, and maybe I will like it more at the end of the week. I don't know. It's rough. Before I get to that next Scorpions album, I've gotten enough recommendations that the Sex Pistols debut album is important enough to the development of heavy metal that I shouldn't skip it. And I'm fine with that. I'm not a big fan of punk rock, to be fair, to be clear, going into this. My experience with punk rock is, I've listened to some Misfits. That said, one of my favorite bands of all time is the Melvins. Arguably, the Melvins blend metal and punk in a way that a lot of metalheads will say they're not metal, they're punk. And a lot of punk rockers will be like, they're not punk, they're metal. They're kind of their own thing. They are important to the development of alternative metal, particularly the metal side of grunge, and to stoner metal. So I'm definitely including the Melvins. So the Sex Pistols, as much as Kiss, are a big influence on the Melvins, and therefore worth covering. And then Judas Priest, which this is the Judas Priest that seems to be the most acclaimed of the 70s era Judas Priest. So super looking forward to that. What else do we got coming up? Oh, and then some more Rainbow. That said, I'm going to move me again. Move me all the way over. I saw this with the early 70s stuff when I expanded all out, and now we're seeing it with the late 70s stuff, that we're getting not exactly a bell curve, because I get less stuff in the C and hardly anything in the F category, really. But a lot more stuff in the B category than A, and more stuff in the A than the S. That's a good sign in a lot of ways, because that means that I'm being fair about my ratings, generally speaking. These are all acclaimed albums to various levels. The stuff up in the S tier tend to be the stuff that's the most acclaimed, and I agree. I can see why they are the most acclaimed. But a lot of stuff is good, but isn't going to be my favorite. That said, if there's any other albums from the 70s that you would like me to visit, let me know. Looking at other albums that haven't quite gotten enough recommendations. I've said them in weeks past. Blue Oyster Cult Spectres has one recommendation, and Ram Jam has one recommendation. And then I've got a bunch of stuff lined up. I don't have Van Halen in my little list down there as well. Van Halen's already got enough recommendations. That's between Judas Priest and Rainbow. AC/DC, Live Thin Lizzy. I'm hoping Live Thin Lizzy is going to hit with me better. UFO Obsession is on Kerrang's list, but nobody else has actually recommended it for me. Same thing with Blue Oyster Cult, Some Enchanted Evening. We got some live Scorpions coming up, and then Black Sabbath's final album with the original 4 lineup before they start changing things up. So, I've got lots of 70s albums. That's only up through 78. That's not even including all the stuff from 79 yet. I'm going to have a lot of albums from the 70s, but that is okay. Hey, in the meantime, you have a great rest of your whatever. Thank you for the comments, and keep them coming. And I will see you next week. Ta-ta.